6 steps to eliminate fear of rejection in 2024. In today's hyper-competitive world, the fear of rejection is more common than ever. Whether it's in your personal or professional life, the fear of rejection can hold you back from achieving your full potential. Number 1. Understand why you're afraid of rejection. It's normal to feel some degree of anxiety or discomfort when putting yourself out there, especially if you're worried about being rejected. After all, no one likes to be told they're not good enough or to have their advances spurned. But for some people, the fear of rejection is more than just a fleeting feeling of nerves. It's a constant and all-consuming terror that can prevent them from pursuing relationships, careers, and other opportunities. There are a number of reasons why someone might develop a fear of rejection. In some cases, it may be due to a previous traumatic experience, such as being bullied or humiliated. For others, it may be the result of witnessing someone close to them being rejected. In other cases, it may be due to having low self-esteem or a negative self-image. Whatever the cause, the fear of rejection can have a serious impact on your life. It can make you feel isolated and alone and can even lead to depression and anxiety. But there is hope. With the right help and support, you can overcome your fear of rejection and start living the life you want. Number 2. Identify your main triggers. Assuming that the fear of rejection is an irrational fear, there are still some things that can be done to help lessen the feelings of anxiety and apprehension. The first step is to identify the main triggers that bring on the fear. What are the situations or circumstances that make you feel the most uncomfortable or anxious? Is it meeting new people, going on dates, or interviewing for a job? Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to work on exposure therapy, which is a process of slowly and gradually exposing yourself to the things that trigger your fear. This can be done by starting with small, manageable steps and working your way up to the bigger triggering events. For example, if your fear is of meeting new people, you might start by attending a small gathering of close friends. Once you feel comfortable in that setting, you can gradually work your way up to larger parties or social events. The key is to take things slowly and not to force yourself into a situation that is too overwhelming. With exposure therapy, the goal is to gradually work up to the point where your fear is no longer triggered, or at least to the point where you can manage your fear and cope with it in a healthy way. Number 3. Face your fears head on. It's normal to feel some fear of rejection when you're venturing into uncharted territory or doing something that makes you feel vulnerable. But if your fear of rejection is preventing you from going after your dreams, it's time to take some proactive steps to conquer it. 3. Face your fears head on. One of the best ways to start taming your fear of rejection is to intentionally put yourself in situations where rejection is a possibility. This might mean signing up for a dating app and going on some first dates, or reaching out to potential clients or collaborators for your business. Yes, there's a chance you'll get rejected in these situations, but there's also a chance you'll find someone who's perfect for you, or land that big project you've been hoping for. By facing your fears head-on, you're increasing the likelihood of achieving your goals. In addition to exposing yourself to rejection, it's also helpful to spend some time reflecting on past rejections. What hurt the most? What could you have done differently? Learning from past rejections can help you develop a thicker skin so that future rejections don't sting as much. It can also help you become more strategic in your pursuits so that you're less likely to be rejected in the first place. No one enjoys getting rejected, but by facing your fears and learning from your mistakes, you can start to turn rejection into a non-issue. Number 4. Create a support network. Fear of rejection can be a debilitating condition that prevents people from living their lives to the fullest. It can be tough to seek out social interactions and opportunities when the possibility of rejection is looming large in your mind. One way to combat this fear is to build a support network of people who understand what you're going through and can offer encouragement and advice. You can start by reaching out to family and friends who might be sympathetic to your situation. If you don't feel comfortable discussing your fear of rejection with them, you can look for online support groups or forums where you can anonymously share your experiences and get feedback from others. It can be helpful to actively seek out people who have successfully overcome their fear of rejection. These people can offer first-hand advice on how they manage to overcome their fear and start living a more fulfilling life. You can also look for role models who exemplify the kind of life you want to lead, even if they don't specifically talk about overcoming fear of rejection. Building a supportive network will take time and effort, but it's worth it if it means you'll have people to turn to when you're feeling scared or alone. With the right support, you'll be well on your way to conquering your fear of rejection and living the life you want. Number 5. Practice self-compassion. When we talk about self-compassion, we're really talking about being kind to ourselves. We all have aspects of our lives that we're not proud of or that we feel ashamed of. Maybe we made a mistake at work or said something we shouldn't have to a loved one. Maybe we have some physical features that we're not happy with, or we feel like we're not good enough in some way. Self-compassion is about accepting those aspects of ourselves and recognizing that we are all human and imperfect. It's about giving ourselves the same compassion and understanding that we would give to someone else in the same situation. When we are kind to ourselves, we create a space for healing. We allow ourselves to feel our emotions, and we give ourselves permission to make mistakes. We also become more forgiving of ourselves and more likely to see our mistakes as learning opportunities instead of failures. Self-compassion is a skill that we can all learn, and it's something that we can practice every day. Here are a few things you can do to make self-compassion a part of your life. 1. Notice when you're being hard on yourself. 2. Make a conscious effort to speak to yourself in a kind and understanding way. 3. Give yourself permission to make mistakes. 4. Write down some kind phrases that you can say to yourself when you're feeling down. 5. Seek out compassion from others when you need it. 6. Practice self-compassion every day and be patient with yourself as you learn to be kinder to yourself. Number 6. Set realistic goals. The final step to eliminating your fear of rejection is to set realistic goals. This may seem counterintuitive. Shouldn't you be setting your sights high in order to achieve success? However, if your goals are too lofty, you're more likely to experience disappointment and frustration, which can contribute to a fear of rejection. Instead, set achievable goals that you can gradually work towards. As you accomplish these goals, your confidence will grow and you'll be less afraid of being rejected. It's also important to remember that not every goal you set will be achieved, and that's okay. Everyone experiences setbacks from time to time, and it's how you deal with these setbacks that will determine your success. If you're able to learn from your mistakes and continue moving forward, you'll eventually reach your goal. So, don't be discouraged if you don't achieve everything you set out to do. Just keep working towards your goals, and you'll eventually overcome your fear of rejection. By following these steps, you can eliminate the fear of rejection and live a fuller, happier life.